Welcome back, it's Tamsin here at Beginners Quilting Hub. It's mini haul time. For those of you who don't know, we've just come back from a just over a week-long trip to the US. We visited New York City for the first few days, where we kind of just immersed ourselves in the city, going on trips, bus tours, bike tours, night tours, visiting everything we could possibly fit into those few days, and there's so much more that we could have done. Absolutely exhausted by the evenings, I kind of flaked out on the bed in the hotel, and hubby went back out for further walks, and I just kind of sat and stitched. We then flew to Hamilton and then visited Missouri Star for the last couple of days, and then we flew back. The haul that I'm going to share with you today is actually from a quilt shop in New York City, and some of the things that I bought in Missouri Star, because the rest of my stuff is being shipped back. So I'm going to start off with a quilt shop that we found called Keaton Quilts, which was on 5th Avenue in New York City. Now, when I visited New York City, maybe 11 years ago, I think it was, there was definitely more quilt shops, physical quilt shops in New York City. I remember walking to them and visiting them at the time. So when I went there this time, I was kind of expecting the same kind of experience. However, most of them have now closed down and gone online since COVID. So we were lucky to find this one. And from my understanding, this may well be the only quilt shop left in New York City. So if you're there, I encourage you to visit, go support them. It's an absolute gold mine. On 5th Avenue, so it was a kind of metro ride away or a good walk. I think it took us about half an hour to walk there from where we were staying, which was very near Times Square. And they had all the newest lines. They also had lots of Liberty fabric. And as I got there, they just not long had a delivery of the new 2 pink fabrics, so of course that went into my basket. They had cross stitch, they had knitting, yarn, that kind of thing, and they also had just loads of quilting stuff. They also had a little section where I think they do classes, because it was sectioned off with kind of sewing machines in there. They also carried several sewing machines, so I will drop some footage in here and you can have a look at that trip. But I'm going to share with you now the haul that I got from there and the things that I bought. And then we'll move on to Missouri Star, tell you a little bit about that, show you a few things that I was gifted and bought, and then we'll discuss what's going to happen next in terms of next week's video. So let's get into it. So when I was out shopping, I really wanted to try and find kind of fabrics, kits, patterns, things that I've never seen before, things that I'm just not aware of at all here in the UK, or just companies that I've not heard of before, to really kind of branch out. And of course, some of the familiars. So the first thing that I'm going to show you is this. Let me just take this out of the packet. Now this is the first pattern that I saw and immediately gravitated towards it. So it's called the Fruit Basket Quilt. It's an English paper piecing project by Violet Craft, and I'll link them in the description box below, but this is their Instagram handle. Now this is fully English paper pieced, and it's all made from hexagons. You get stacks and stacks of pages of hexagon templates for you to kind of pull out. They're a decent size hexagon. They are, let me just measure it, I think it's 1.5 inches. Yeah, so they're 1.5 inches wide. And basically you get stacks and stacks of sheets to pop out in card. And then I don't want to show you too much because it is a paid for pattern. But basically, each of these fruits, if I hold these up closer to the camera, are made up of hexagons, but different parts of the hexagon. So, for instance, if you have a look at the edge here, this little triangle is actually part of a hexagon. And you're told how to cut the hexagon and then how to paper piece it. This is going to be fun. So it's got all different fruits. So this is the Fruit Basket by Violet Craft. Now, my thought was, this would look amazing in Liberty fabrics. So I kind of thought about what I already had and what I might need. And I'm going to kit this one up ready, get everything ready, and work on one fruit at a time. And then we'll see how we go. And when I was walking around the shop, they had a really nice selection of Liberty. But let me show you which ones I bought. So they had some really reasonable little fat quarter bundles. Were these fat quarter? No, these are half yard. So this was $37.99. And I've got 5 half yards there of fabrics. So, and this is called Liberty Friendly Forest. This is so cute, this fabric. So this is the first one. Then we've got this lovely kind of green, like a sagey green. And then this pink. Now I've got some of this in other colours, this collection, and then this one which I just loved. So it's got little squirrels and little birds and little hedgehogs, and yeah, it's just super cute, super duper duper cute. So I've got that little bundle, and I thought they would work really well because we need some kind of greens, and obviously the pinks. Then I had a little poke through, and they had a whole kind of whack of, they had Tana lawn, and they also had quilting cotton, just fat quarters. So I've grabbed a couple. So I thought this is a really good one for some of the fruit. I thought maybe the pear, this one would look really cute. This lovely bright pink, which I just liked, even though I've got stacks of pink. This was one of my favourites. I think this is absolutely gorgeous. So I thought this would be good for the grapes. And another kind of, this is like a bluey grey. And then this one, which again will be good for maybe the pineapple. Accents of the pineapple. So that's what I'm thinking for this one. So I'm going to kit this one up, and I'll show you how I get on with that one. Not quite sure when I'll start it, but it's kind of one that I can prepare lots of bits for, and then yeah, just dive in, and we can dig into my vast Liberty stash, get that one kitted up. The next one that I bought, oh, let me show you this fabric. This was cute. I absolutely love this fabric. It's called Banatex, and it's called Cityscape. And I actually bought the little cup that goes with it, the mug that goes with this. If you haven't seen this fabric before, have a look at it. I'm not going to open this up because you know what happens when you open up strips. But there's 40 strips in here, and it's called Cityscape. And basically it's a city scene, and then lots of coordinating fabrics, and there's loads of strips in here. I just really like this. In hindsight, I wish I'd bought a layer cake or a fat quarter bundle, but we'll figure out something to do with this and use it. But I just really like this. The colours were awesome. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, but I did think that potentially this would be good for English paper piecing, because you could actually cut out smaller pieces from this. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this one yet, but it caught my eye, and so I grabbed that one. The next one that I bought was this pattern, and this is like a book. It's called Graphic Jam, and again, this one is something I've never seen before. It's by Sassafras Lane Designs. Have they got a website? Not sure. It was $20, and it is all in foundation paper pieced. Now each block, they've used solids and some very minimal prints. So some of these have got like a tiny little show you on the back, a tiny detail, and then the ones on the back is actually prints. But I thought this would look really cool using Tula Pink fabrics, because you need quite a lot of different colours. Each block should be a different colour, like a main colour. So I thought, you've got all the little paper piecing and things in here. Now the pattern includes both a quilt and a wall hanging. So I thought I might make the wall hanging. There's a few other examples there. So they've done one here in the same fabrics, and then we've got kind of brights and then more muted tones here. But it's got all of the pieces in here to make a full quilt or a wall hanging. And I thought, I've got a lot to do, so I'm going to make the wall hanging. And having looked through some of the paper piecing for the wall hanging, it's very small. Look how tiny these are. So these are to scale. These are full size. So you basically just, well, you can either lift them out or you can photocopy them. So I would just photocopy them in however many you need for each block. But yeah, the blocks are really cool. So you foundation paper piece each section and then join them all together. I've never seen this one before, and I just thought it looked really, really cool. So then as I walked around the shop, they'd had a delivery of the new Tula Pink fabrics. So I picked out the ones that I loved. So this is the What a Dits, these are called. And I mean, this is literally right up my alley. So let me show you these. The bright yellow. So I got what did I get? A 1/4 yard of each. Did I get a 1/4 yard? I think I've got a 1/4 yard. Yeah, I think this is a 1/4 yard. So we've got the yellow. We've got this kind of neon-y pink. I love this one. Isn't that gorgeous? And then the orange. And then this is my favourite one. The purple with the black. And then I got, oh, like a minty green one. This is all from the same range, from Tula, True Colours. And then this brighter purple. So what I'm thinking of, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need 12 different colourways. So I'm thinking these, I think there's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 7 there. So we can use these as kind of the foundation for most of them. And then I've got some other Tula fabrics that I can blend in as well. So it probably won't be all Tula fabrics. I'll have to see what I've got in my stash. But I kind of thought these were just a really good mix of colours to kind of get us started. Yeah, so I'm going to kit this one up as well. And we'll have a Tula kind of esque quilt called Graphic Jam. So, and again, I'll link this one in the description box below. So let's move these out of the way. It's such a bright colour. Gorgeous. Now, hubby then came flying around the corner and said, oh, look, you could make this. I don't know what he was thinking. But anyway, he was like, well, let's get you this as a keepsake. So this is all cross stitch. It is 11, it's about 11.5 by 16.5 inches. So it's a big old block. And it's cross stitch. On the back, it's got all the DMC fabrics that you need to make it. Yeah, and it's done with half cross stitch and full cross stitch. This may go in the cupboard for a while, but he was so enthusiastic, bless him. He was, oh look, you can make this as like our keepsake for our trip to New York. So I've got this as well. Okay, let's move on now to Missouri Star. So as I mentioned before, most of my stuff is being shipped over, but I have got some bits that I put in my suitcase and a few bits that I was gifted while I was there. So I'm going to show you those now. We were incredibly lucky. So I am an affiliate and a partner with Missouri Star. So I was incredibly privileged when I got over there to be met by Cherry Hill, who is Jenny Doan's kind of best friend, PA, partner in crime, just an amazing lady. She met us when we first arrived at Missouri Star and just kind of showed us around, gave us a tour of everything, and gave me some free bits and pieces and just some advice and things like that about how to go about visiting everything. We just had the best time. She showed us every nook and cranny of Missouri Star, and I was incredibly grateful. So let me show you a few of the things that was in my goodie bag that she put together for me. Lots and lots of different kind of packs of these little, almost like pencil cases, but obviously you can store all your craft things in here. Notion bags. So she gave me a set of 3 of these. So cute. They're going to be incredibly useful for kind of just storing bits and pieces. She gave me a couple of patterns, Missouri Star patterns. So we've got Josh's Star, which is really cute actually. It's kind of like a really scrappy quilt, and a lot of Missouri Star patterns are written for pre-cut. So this is one that's written for 10-inch squares, so a layer cake. I love this one. This is another one written for layer cakes. Opposites Attract, again 10-inch squares. There's this one for Blooming Stars, which I thought was gorgeous, and again written for 10-inch squares. So I've got 3 kind of layer cake patterns there, which Cherry kindly gave to me. She also gave me some fabric. So she gave me this really cute little charm pack. It's called Florette. It's a Riley Blake Designs pack. I'm not going to open this because the bits go everywhere, don't they, when you open a charm pack. But you can see on the back there all the different colours. So that is going to be a cute one. And then as we're kind of wandering around, she handed me this K Facet collection for Free Spirit. And this is absolutely gorgeous. I don't have any Kaif. I very much appreciate his work. But yeah, this is a stunning collection. So this is a layer cake that she gifted to me. So we will find a pattern that is suitable for this layer cake. She also gave me this. She was so generous. So this is Hollyberry Free Farm by Moda. And it's obviously a Christmas collection. And it's got some black fabrics in here, which I don't think I've got anything really that's black other than the Northcott Pure Blacks that I've got. So this is a really cute bundle, and we've got some gorgeous greens in here, reds, and then some neutrally white Christmassy themed ones. So that's an amazing bundle. I'm looking forward to kind of finding a pattern for that one as well. She also gave me a cute little Missouri Star pack, some notions, which amazing. I love Missouri Star notions. So she's given me the pink rotary cutter. This is the 35mm. The blade says, put the pedal to the metal, which I thought was really cute. So we've got one of those. She gave me some little snips, little Missouri Star snips, and some bigger scissors. These are cool because they've got the cover on them, so they're great for kind of like if you're traveling. And then a Missouri Star pen. And she put them all in this really cute little cotton reel pot. So I've got in here some pens, my seam ripper, Lori Holt pencils, and my scissors. I thought they're perfect storage for that. She also gave me a little miniature embroidery hoop kit. Now this is to make some little key rings, necklaces, that kind of thing. So you get all the threads and the hoop and the pre-printed fabric. So let me pull those out and show you. So you get these cute little mini kits. So this is to make little hexagon kits. So you get the pre-printed fabric. So you basically stitch your embroidery onto here, cut them out, and then you can put them in the various bits and pieces that she's given us that's in the kit. So that is going to be a really cute one. Obviously it features the little Missouri Star Chuck the Duck. We've got a little pair of scissors, the Missouri Star star, and the little sewing machine. So those are going to be cute, and they will sew up super quick. So that was a really nice little gift as well. So let me just move these out of the way, and then I can show you a couple of things that I bought and brought back with me. So one of the things that I bought was this spray starch, so quilting and crafting spray. It's by Magic, and I've seen other quilters using this. I normally opt for Best Press, mainly because, and it's not a problem, I mainly opt for Mary Ellen's Best Press, mainly because it's the only thing really that's readily available in the UK. And you can get it in a variety of scents. So I get the kind of scent-free version, but it's very expensive. It's very expensive, and it doesn't last very long. This is called Linen Fresh. So this one has got a slight fragrance, but in my dream box over here, I do have quite a few bottles of the fragrance-free, because I do find it makes me sneeze. But I've mentioned before on my channel that I want to try some other products for starching, and there's not a lot available here. So I thought I'd give these a go. So this is a can, you shake it up, you spray, and away you go. It says it's fragrance and flake free, flattens seams, reduces stretch for point matching. So it is a kind of quilting product. And we'll see. It says perfect for quilting, napkin folding, sewing, needlepoint, fabric component crafts, and paper crafts. And I grabbed a couple of bottles of this. It was so much cheaper than Mary Ellen's Best Press. Why is that one a different colour? I'm not going mad. They are different colours, aren't they? Seems to be the same thing, just a slightly bit different bottle. But yeah, so I've grabbed a couple of those, and I'm excited to try those and see how we get on. And then I grabbed myself a couple of patterns, these two, and I'm very excited for these. And I've actually bought the fabric bundles for these that I can't remember which ones I went for, but I bought fabric bundles, fat quarter bundles to make both of these, to make my own kits to sew. but I can't remember which ones I bought, but they'll be in my bundles that arrive. So I will show you those in more detail. But this is a pattern by Laundry Basket Quilts called Quilter's House, which I thought was amazing. It kind of mixes my love of houses with the traditional kind of patchwork blocks. So this was $11.75. I'll give you a little snippet on the back. So basically you make all these different individual pieced blocks, and then you turn them into these houses, and then you've got the cornerstones, the little mini 9 patches. So I'm excited for that one. I think the bundle, I can't remember which bundle I got, but I got a rainbow bundle, so it'll have lots of different colours in it. The next one I got, which I'm really excited about, is called the Circle City Sampler. And this was, from memory, a block of the month at one point by Material Girl Quilts, which is who designed this. This is not my colourway that I've chosen. I can't remember which fabric bundle I picked up for this one, but I've got a fabric bundle for it. But this is a fun one. So it's a sampler, which I love. I absolutely love samplers. But I really like this one because it's all different size blocks. They're all either 6, 12 or 18 inch. I think 18 inch is the biggest one, this big one here. And then you kind of piece them all together. Now this quilt is made with Kona solids. So on the back you can see all the Kona fabrics that they've used. But I'm not going to use solids. I think, can't remember which bundle I bought, but I've definitely put a fabric bundle in my collection to make that one. And the last thing I've got to show you is this really cute pattern. Now, I actually bought this pattern. We went to visit the Missouri Quilt Museum, which I'll add some footage in of that as well. I've just found the world's largest rotary cutter. They had kind of a whole section of patterns. I think they've probably been gifted them by Missouri Star, and they were selling them for an absolute steal. I think they were $2 a pattern. So I grabbed this one, and I love this. So this is Cotton Way by Bonnie Olaveson, and it's layer cake friendly again. So yeah, this is going to be a good fun one to do. It's called Quilt Day. So this is the name of the quilt. It's broken up into sections. So when the pattern's written, it's written in sections. And yeah, you can just do it in lines, which I thought was really cute. So, and it's all sewing notions and things. I may not make the whole quilt. I may just pick out some of the pieces and actually make some mini quilts or like mini blocks. Like, you know, the scissors, the pincushion, you've got the little bobbins running through there. And then we've got little buttons, hearts, pincushion, and then scissors and stars. So I don't know if I'll make the whole quilt. But I just thought that was really, really cute. And yeah, so I grabbed that as well while we were in the museum. I also picked up some fabrics from the museum as well. They had some fabrics and things that they were selling. They had loads of scrap bundles and things in there as well. I also bought this t-shirt. So it says fresh and local from the fabric market from Missouri Star. This is their newest shop, and it's incredible. And I will show you some footage of that when I do my main haul video. But anyway, so this is Quilt Tube for this week. Nothing. Oh, I do have something to show you what I was working on while I was there. Did actually do some stitching. So let me show you some of the stitching that I did. So this is for my Arabella quilt. So this is, I'll just get the picture up. So this is the Arabella quilt that I got for my birthday. And I wanted to make some progress on this while I was away. I didn't do as much as I thought I was going to do, but I did get quite a bit done. So I've done all of this. And the bit that takes the longest is all the little leaves because they're satin stitch. You've got to fill them all in. But once you get onto the flowers, it actually moves really quickly. Show you the back. The back is a real mess. This has got a fusible backing on it just to kind of give it a bit of stability. But I didn't work in a quilting hoop. I just held it in my hand, which is why it's all folded and kind of a bit messy. But yeah, so I got all of that done, which I was really pleased about. And then I mentioned in the previous quilt tube that I wanted to make my Tana Lawn pincushion out of Tilda fabrics. So I got that sewn up as well. So this is ready to start assembling now that I'm back and stuffing. And I made it with the little sleeping squirrel in the middle. So I got all of that done as well. So that was all basted and sewn together. So that's ready to start turning into a pincushion. And this is going to be a new kit in my shop. So that and that. So not loads to show for WIPS, but at least I did something. So I hope you enjoyed this little mini haul video. If you've got any questions on anything that I showed you, or you want links to anything, let me know. I will pop in the names of the patterns that I've mentioned, the description box below. I'll also give you a link to Missouri Star's shop if you want to go and check out any of their notions. Yeah, and I'll finish the video here. I have added lots of bits and pieces throughout. Next week will be the major haul. It will show you everything that I bought from Missouri Star that is shipped back. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. So I'll see you then.